Why do Cochise beats hit so hard? I'm gonna show you why Cochise beats are so fire. And I'll build one from scratch so you can hear exactly what I mean. My name's Cloak. I produce for Cochise. I produce Cochise Handsome for a couple other big artists as well. Summers, Tekka, a couple other people. I can guarantee, I can verify that this will help you if you are starting or advanced. Just some tips here and there and show you why Cochise is goated. For Cochise chords, let me tell you, they're usually pretty bouncy and kind of playful chords, how I explain it. Nothing too dark, nothing too complicated, usually. They're usually some light, colorful, almost cartoony vibe, right? Because he likes a lot of anime, he talks about it. You know what I mean? His song name, you know, Zoro. You know, there's one called, well, lots of Zoro, to be honest with you. I have a song with him called Zoro too, for Roranora. It's kind of funny. This is what makes his flow stand out though. This is what makes Cochise, right? So I dropped in some simple ass chords right here to show you what I mean. This is like the most basic Cochise, right? But you can make it really fire if you play with it right. Here you go. Tips on how to make stuff like this, like chords like this, you can honestly copy me because you can understand how to do it better. I said this in the last video as well, the Ken Carson one, but there's a trick you can do where it's you take a note, right? And then you go up 1, 3, 4, 5 spaces like that, right? And then in between that, you can also have like then you can go up like 7, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? And then in between that, there's a note right there that fits. Okay, you have that. It sounds like, I don't even know, like kind of sad, but if you move something up right there, it's very Cochise-y, right? You can move, the way I would make chords is move up in 2s and 5s and 7s, pretty much. Okay, now there's sound selection. With sound selection of Cochise, it's usually very synthetic, kind of sharp, and a little bit more video gamey, I'd say. A lot more video gamey. Not always though, because he can go from real sounding. It just depends on the vibe he's going for. But for us right now, and for what I did, we're gonna go with more video gamey, bright synthy. So what I'm gonna do, what I would personally do is go to, for kits for this, like sounds where I would get them, you can get some serum kits. For serum banks at least, there's Shinju. Cochise serum banks, those work too, but I would stay away from that. But what I'm gonna use is my Crimson kit, which I put all the sounds from my Cochise song in there. So it's pretty much straight from the source. So we're gonna pop that in, because this was made, it's kind of like a Cochise kit. It's got some more new like Che and Osama-san stuff as well. We're gonna find a preset really quick. Another thing with Cochise melodies, especially chords, I love to layer. I think the more full and like colorful it sounds, right? The whole point of Cochise is like color. Like anime is colorful, saturated, right? So the more full and colorful it is, will fit the vibe better. But now we're gonna move on to the leads and the other melodies, right? With the melodies, mainly like plucks and leads, you'll hear super catchy vibes, almost like video game and anime sample. Every single one. They're short, repetitive, super sticky, right? Trick is to not overdo it. Just enough so Cochise can kind of flow on it, right? So I added this super playful lead here. It sounds like a voice. I don't know, the more like goofy and kind of weird, the more ear catching it is, the more he'll like it, right? But I'm not done here yet. You may think, wow, that's a lot of stuff. Well, not enough for Terrell. Nah, I'm gonna add some more like layers. This is what I always do. I have a plucked lead. Don't think of it so robotically. And also later on, I'm going to explain why this is cool, but you gotta flip it up because it's been a couple years, right? Coach has been on this. So we're gonna try and, I'm gonna put you onto some super game. Just hold on. For now, I'm gonna add some plucks, make it super nice. So it's already coming out nice, but we're gonna make it even better. All the sounds, if not most of these, have been Crimson as well. So if you wanted to get any of these sounds, link in description. Last part of the melody, always required, not always, but it makes it sound really good for Cochise, is a bass. You're thinking like, I'm gonna add a bass later. Why am I doing now? For the loop, super important. Makes it nice, really nice. And for bridges, super nice. So where would you get a bass, a good bass? Sure, you might have a place, but for Cochise, best ones like virtual basses. I'd go with the Aura one-shot kit or the Hydra one-shot kit or Galaga. All of these, by the way, link in description, so you can get them there. But I'm gonna be using the Hydra. I'll show you really quick. For the last melody part, the melody flip section. Now this is an extra step for the new Cochise sound since it's been a couple of years, right? Tell Him came out in 2021 of May. His sound has changed a lot, but now we're here to adapt. What I usually do for this part of all my melodies nowadays is to take all the pad or all the layers and select it on this side and then right click and consolidate track. And you get all of them rendered. So then you can just manipulate them and make them sound crazy, right? This is how we make the new sound. This is how we create that new feeling that he's looking for, we're looking for. So, okay, so here's what we have. All I did was I chopped and flipped a little bit. I can show you some individual things, but here it is for now. So basically, how you achieve the flip of a Cochise melody, how you make it new. What I do, my chaotic style of prodding is I'll take like a melody I really like an active melody, like the pluck that I had earlier, this one, right? And then I'll stretch it or squash it or stretch it, and then like use that and chop it and put shit on the little thing. This thing right here, I don't know what, I put something on it, right? But like you just, I think I put thermal or portal or something. You can just take the little segments and make them their own little thing. Like everything is every piece is a choice pretty much. So that's what I did to flip it. And now we're going to affect the whole thing. Let me show you. Okay, now here's where the Cochise beats slap. We're at the drum section. So in the drums, the bounce is everything, right? You'll notice it's not about the crazy 808s or the slides or anything. It's more about spacing. Bouncy hi-hats, clean snares, and the 808s hitting at the perfect spot, pretty much, most of the time. And that's what keeps like the dance flow on this, right? Watch, I'm gonna add some drums real quick, and I'm gonna show you what I mean. Also, for the drum sounds, you can go all over the place for these sounds, but for OG Cochise, Eisenhower 808, it's always nice, you know, but you kind of stopped doing that. So I'd say, personally, I'm gonna go for something weirder. Maybe like a Steven Schaefer kit. So we'll see how it turns out, but I'm gonna go for something weird. Another tip before is when you EQ your melody, when you cut the lows out to like let the bass come in, don't do it too much, because I used to do that. I used to cut way too much low end. And actually in my Cochise song, I feel like I cut it too much. And that's the reason he didn't use a lot of my beats probably. So what I would do for an EQ is look something like this, where cuts around 100, maybe even 50, like 70. Don't do like there. I was doing like that. I was thinning it out. So anyways, but drums are done, so I'm gonna show them. Hold on. Pretty much the formula. Colorful chords, catchy melodies, bouncy drums, and that's why Cochise beats go so crazy. To answer the question, why do they go so crazy? Because of that. They just match the vibe. They look like the outside on a nice day. Now, if you like the video and you want to see more, subscribe. And if you want some more value, then hit me on Instagram. Look at my reels. I post a lot of tips and shit. So, also, if you want to see how I break down Ken Carson beats, in the last video, and I'll show you. Goodbye, my brother. Un goon. If you got this far, say un goon.